Hi, my name is Amanda Patterson, and in my project I hope to show how two leaders in the Six-Day War of 1967 affected the outcome of that war. The two leaders I will analyze are Israeli Prime Minister Levi Eshkol and Egyptian President Gamal Nasser. I hope to show how though the two had similar upbringings, the similarities end there. Nasser, a socialist, and Eshkol, a member of Israel's Labour Party, do seem to have similar allegiances to socialist movements. They do not seem, however, to have at all similar approaches to conflict. Gamal Abdel Nasser was the second president of Egypt. He ruled for 16 years, from 1954 until his death in 1970. He also led the bloodless coup which overthrew the monarchy of King Farouk. This ended the monarchical state in Egypt. Nasser's childhood, however, was much more troubled. During elementary school, young Gamal lived with his uncle, but exchanged letters with his mother often. One day, the boy stopped receiving letters from his mother, and he learned the next time he returned home for holiday that she had died giving birth to her third son, and that this information had been intentionally kept from him. As a child, Nasser moved around a lot as a result of his father's job, and did not do very well in school. In secondary school, however, Nasser became more involved in politics, and by the time he graduated, he had been elected to a leadership position in a group of Cairo high school students dedicated to Egyptian political reform. In his political life, Nasser was an extremely charismatic speaker, known for his socialist agendas and modernizing measures. One of the agendas for which Nasser is best known is for his promotion and advancement of Pan-Arabism, a movement which sought to unite the Arab world into one unified state. Under his power, of course. He even had a brief glimpse of success when he united his country with Syria, forming the United Arab Republic. Though the union lasted only 3 years, it is considered a key event in the history of the Pan-Arab movement. In addition, Nasser's charismatic speeches were an inspiration for many successful and unsuccessful Arab revolutions across the Middle East. A second set of accomplishments achieved by Nasser included several anti-Western, pro-modernization projects, such as the nationalization of the Suez Canal in 1956 and the building of the Aswan High Dam and the Helwan Steelworks. In the events leading up to the Six-Day War, it seemed that Nasser took any opportunity to mobilize his troops against Israel. Eshkol, it seemed, showed much more restraint. Levi Eshkol was the third prime minister of the State of Israel. He was elected to the Knesset, the state's parliament, shortly after its founding, as a member of the Mapai Party, a workers' party. In 1951, when Eshkol was elected, Mapai was by far the most popular party in the Knesset. The party was one of several which merged to form the modern-day Israeli Labour Party. Eshkol's party affiliations are not surprising given his background. Born in Ukraine, Eshkol immigrated to Israel in 1913. He subsequently worked as a laborer and a watchman. David Ben-Gurion, Israel's first prime minister, considered Eshkol to be his successor, and upon Ben-Gurion's resignation, Eshkol was elected party chairman and later prime minister. Eshkol's relationship with Ben-Gurion later soured, and the latter, using his influence as one of Israel's founding fathers, often undermined Prime Minister Eshkol's authority, calling him spineless and incapable of dealing with Israel's security dilemma. Eshkol did much to improve Israel's foreign relations, establishing diplomatic ties with West Germany and the Soviet Union, the latter allowing Soviet Jews to emigrate to Israel. According to the Knesset's English-language website, Eshkol was considered a man of compromise, and it reflected in his conduct. In the events leading up to the Six-Day War, Eshkol's resistance to public pressure to launch an attack is believed to be one of the main factors in the decisive victory Israel obtained, as well as a key factor in legitimizing Israel's eventual attack. At the time, however, it was considered to be cowardly hesitance, and eventually Eshkol was forced to give in to public pressure and launch an attack. In conclusion, it seems that although Eshkol and Nasser had similar upbringings, their approaches to conflict are not at all similar. While Nasser approached the Six-Day War with brinkmanship, Eshkol approached it with restraint.